Hello everyone. Today we are going to study A Thing of Beauty, the poem of class 12. This poem was written by John Keats, a British romantic poet. He was born in 1795 and died at a tender age of 25 in the year 1821. The following poem, A Thing of Beauty in Your Syllabus, is an excerpt from his poem Endymion, a poetic romance. The poem is based on a Greek legend in which Endymion, a beautiful young shepherd and poet who lived on Mount Latmus, had a vision of Cynthia, the moon goddess. The enchanted youth resolved to seek her out and so wandered away through the forest and down under the sea. Let me now read out the poem to you. A thing of beauty is a joy forever. Its loveliness increases, it will never pass into nothingness, but will keep a bower quiet for us, and a sleep full of sweet dreams and health and quiet breathing. Therefore, on every morrow, are we wreathing a flowery band to bind us to the earth? Spite of despondence, of the inhuman dirt, of noble natures, of the gloomy days, of all the unhealthy and o'er-darkened ways made for our searching, yes, in spite of all, some shape of beauty moves away the pall from our dark spirits. Such to sun, the moon, trees old and young, sprouting a shady boon for simple sheep, and such are daffodils with the green world they live in, and clear rills that for themselves a cooling covert make. 'Gainst the hot season, the mid-forest brake, rich with a sprinkling of fair musk rose blooms, and such too is the grandeur of the dooms we have imagined for the mighty dead. All love tales that we have heard or read, an endless fountain of immortal drink pouring unto us from the heavens' brink. Now I'm going to explain the poem. A thing of beauty is a joy forever. Here the poet tells us the effect of beautiful things on our soul, which is not temporary, but it is eternal. Its loveliness increases. It will never pass into nothingness. Whatever happiness we get from a thing of beauty, it will never become a void in our life. It will never be a zero in our life. But that happiness will keep on increasing. It will at times keep a bower quiet for us, and a suite full of sweet dreams and health and quiet breathing. That happiness that we get from a thing of beauty, at times when we will recall it, it will provide us a bower. A bower means a shady place where we can relax. And a sleep, it will give us sleep full of sweet dreams. It will give us good health and quiet breathing. That means it will rejuvenate us. Sometimes when we go for vacations and all, we feel rejuvenated after seeing all the good things there. A thing of beauty can be anything. It can be any natural objects. It differs from person to person. So when we recall that moment of getting that, permanent pleasure out of it, we will be relaxed. Therefore, on every morrow are we wreathing a flowery band to bind us to the earth. Therefore, is this the reason that we encircle ourselves with natural things of the earth? Spite of despondence, of the inhuman dirt, there is so much of hatred, annoyance, anger, of sadness. Some point of time we are very sad and we hate ourselves also. And some people, like, they cause annoyance to us. because of because of our despair of the inhuman dirt of noble creatures in the present world. Like, we don't have very good human beings around us, and we become sad and we are annoyed at that. Of the gloomy days, of all the unhealthy and o'erdarkened ways made for our searching in this present world, filled with evil ways, evil people, unhealthy means of getting money, fulfilling our wishes and accomplishments. Yes, in spite of all, some shape of beauty moves away the pall from our dark spirits. In this time of our need, that is when we are sad, when we are desperately looking for some happiness, we are very tired, overburdened, monotonous life. We want to look for some beautiful things which will give us some permanent happiness. So some shape of beauty moves away the pall from our dark spirits. Yes, what are those things? The poet says, such the sun, the moon, trees old and young, sprouting a shady boon for simple sheep, and such are daffodils with the green world they live in, and clear rills that for themselves a cooling covert make. So the happiness that you get out of a natural object by binding yourself, encircling yourself with a natural object. If you're not happy, you go out in the sunshine, you feel happy. Go out in the moonlight, you feel happy. Trees, enjoy the trees, the beauty of the trees, old and young, sprouting a shady boon. You're feeling very hot inside, but if you really go out and find a shady bower there under a tree, that is again just inexplicable. And even the daffodils, the beauty of the daffodils, with the green world they live in, it gives a pleasure to the eyes. And clear rills that for themselves a cooling covert make. Clear rills like small brooks which just flow, small streams that for themselves, wherever they flow, they provide a cooling effect there. But it is not being displayed for public. We can't see it. Once we explore, then we come to know about it. Against a hot season, the mid-forest break. The mid-forest break, the forest, it's about to decay in the middle. But that is a process, the life is to go on. The musk rose blooming there. They are flowers, sweet-smelling flowers. So these are all examples of different natural objects which give pleasure, eternal pleasure to human soul. And then the poet says that, and such too is the grandeur of the dooms. The grandeur of the dooms of the mighty death's means. Whoever have imagined for the mighty dead. Even when we look, for example, in India, the Taj Mahal, we come to know about Mumtaz's love and Shah Jahan's love story with her. So, we come to know how beautiful it was by looking at the Taj Mahal. Similarly, many cases are there in the world. All lovely tales that we have heard or read. We have read some tales from our grandmom, from our parents, and some they have told us, some we have read it in literature. In this technologically advanced society, we have the digital resources now where you can read about different tales, yes, inspiring tales which will motivate you to come out of your despondence, despair, your sad life, and help you to move ahead to lead a beautiful life in a beautiful world. An endless fountain of immortal drink. All these things, the natural objects, or the reading of the mighty dead, or the pleasure that you get out of the domes of the mighty dead, all these, serves as an endless fountain of immortal drink. Yes, immortal drink, very sweet, very, very tasty kind of a drink, as if it rejuvenates us. So these things are being compared to that immortal drink which is being poured from heaven unto us from the heaven's brink. So that's it.